Hello guys and welcome to the channel. In this video I will review the Bitaxe Supra, which is a compact, open source and single chip Bitcoin ASIC miner, which is designed for home or office use. It has the same efficiency as normal industrial miners, but at a fraction of the cost. Basically, this model is the third generation of the Bitaxe series and has the ASIC chip named BM1368, which is the same that can be found in the Bitmain Antminer S21, which is an industrial miner. This is the box, the front, a side, this is the back with some information about the product and the features. Let's unbox it. Remove this sleeve here. When you open the box, you can find the Bitaxe Supra, the power connector, and the adapters for 5 different regions. The packaging is very well made, with attention to the details. It's quite impressive for Bitaxe, and it's something DTV Electronics is very well known for. Also, inside the packaging you can find a 12 months warranty, and basically you have to register on the DTV Electronics website. Very nice. Okay, let's have a quick look to the power adapter, which comes included with the packaging. Good quality, good plastics, very thick, very good connector here. And you can see the output is 5 volts, 5 amps, 25 watts, and comes with 5 different adapters for each region of the world, basically. And to put an adapter, you just push it here and lock it. To remove an adapter, you have to remember to push this button here and counterclockwise in this way, take it out. Now I'm gonna put the one I need. Done. Let's talk a little bit about the license of the Bitaxe software. One key aspect of the Bitaxe software is that ESP Miner, the mining software, and AxeOS, which is the GUI, is fully open source under the GPL 3.0 license. The hardware designs instead are under the CERN Open Hardware License version 2. This means that basically anyone can build, modify and sell Bitaxe units. And the manufacturers must provide the full source code, including any changes, to everyone, every time, and under the same license. This openness of the project led multiple manufacturers creating their own versions. In fact, this version here is by DTV Electronics, of course, which is part of the Open Source Miners United Osmo collective, this one here. Let's have a look at the design of the Bitaxe Supra. It has a sleek black case with a stair-like slope design, which is basically done for a good airflow. Basically, the cold air enters from the top and goes out from the sides and from the bottom, creating a kind of forced convection effect. With this optimized cooling, you can overclock this miner very well. Under the stock settings, the machine stays around 45 to 50 degrees. It depends on the room temperature, sometimes even lower than 40. This is very low compared to other miners, like for example, I don't know, the S9, which goes even over 80 degrees normally. So there is a lot of room for overclock. The performances are 0.6 terahash per second. I mean, it really depends on the overclocking, but the range is from 0.6, 0.7, 0.8 terahash. The power consumption is around 14 watts. Basically, it's the same of a LED light bulb or a Raspberry Pi 4. Efficiency is one of the strongest points of the Supra, which is 17 joule per terahash. This means the efficiency of the Supra is extremely better than other alternatives on the market right now, and that mostly are closed source. For example, the Canon Avalon Nano 3, which is 29 joule per terahash, the Brain's BMM 101, which is 35, the Nano 3S that came out in 2025, which is 23. Basically, the Supra outperforms all of them in efficiency, making it one of the best options for low power home mining right now. According to my test, the noise levels are very good, and I can say that this home miner is really wife-proof. Means hello darkness, my old friend. It's quiet enough to stay in an apartment without disrupting the daily life. It is nothing like an S9 or other industrial miners that are basically like jet engines. The rotation of this fan is very low at stock settings. Also, this fits here absorbs most of the vibration if you keep it in this way. Of course, if you're gonna keep it in this way, vibrations are gonna be more. If you overclock it, the PWM fan will spin more and make more noise. But in stock settings, this is extremely good. Okay, let's connect the Bitaxe. First of all, I connect the plug here and then on the wall. Now I'm gonna turn it on. This miner consumes only 14 watts, so the electricity cost is negligible. You can mine 24/7 without even noticing a difference in your power bill, basically. This is another advantage of the Bitaxe Supra because it's very accessible. Everybody can start mining on a pool or solo mining, lottery mining, without worrying about the electricity cost. Connectivity is Wi-Fi only, 2.4 GHz only. Best performances are when the Bitaxe is placed near the router or in a room next to it. The first time you set it up, you'll need to connect to the Bitaxe Wi-Fi on network, and then a captive portal will open on your phone or on your computer, and you will have to go to change the network settings and the pool settings. Save, restart, and you will be mining automatically. As you can see here, I already updated all the information inside the AxeOS. So it's mining at mine.ocean.xyz, which is the ocean pool. This is my IP, where I have to connect every time I want to access the AxeOS to change some settings, overclock, underclock, whatever. And that's it, very simple. You don't need to do anything else. If you set up everything correctly, it will start mining right away, and it will show the gigahash per second, the joule per terahash, and all the other informations. As you can see, it's already hashing at more than 600 gigahash per second, and it has a temperature of less than 40 degrees. And now let's go on the AxeOS to see how it's going on over there. In order to access the Bitaxe dashboard, you have to first of all look into the screen of the Bitaxe and see the IP address. Then you go into your computer or your phone connected to the same network of the Bitaxe. You open your browser and you type the IP address, in this case 192.168.0.15. And you're gonna be greeted by the AxeOS dashboard, which is this one. The AxeOS dashboard is showing key metrics about your mining performance. Here is what each of those numbers means. The first one is the most important, is the real-time hash rate. Then we have the expected hash rate, which is basically the nominal hash rate that is expected with the hardware configuration you actually have. Here we have the current efficiency. Lower is better, of course. Then here we have the expected efficiency. Here we have the numbers of shares submitted to the pool since the Bitaxe has been turned on. Now it's around 12 hours, more or less. I have submitted 20 shares to the Ocean pool. 0 rejected. Very good. Here we have the best difficulty, which means the difficulty level of a share that the Bitaxe has ever submitted. And here we have the best difficulty submitted since the system boot. Down here we have a nice real-time graph of the hash rate, the average hash rate also, and the ASIC temperature. As you can see now it's ramping up the hash rate. Temperature is still very stable. Here we have other informations like the power, the heat, and your primary pool informations. Let's have a look here. This section is called Swarm. It automatically scans for other Bitaxes inside your network. At the moment I have only one, which is this Bitaxe Supra, but let's say I buy another one, I connect it to the same network, it's gonna automatically appear here. So I can have only one place to control all the Bitaxes. Here we have the network configuration of the Bitaxe. You can change the host name. Of course, this is for connecting the device to your home network. It's something you do on the first setup. If you want to change something, you type it here, you save, and then you restart. Here we have the settings, which is probably the most important part of the AxeOS, with many things to change. This is your primary pool, the Stratum URL. In my case, I'm using the Ocean pool. Here you have to put the port that the pools tell you to put. Here you have the Stratum user, which in this case is my BTC address, dot, and then a worker name you choose. In my case, I choose Bitaxe Supra, so I can easily recognize this. Then the Stratum password, which usually is just X. Here we have the fallback Stratum URL. This is the secondary pool, in case the first one won't work for some reason. You can set up, decide to use another one, or you can also put the same one. Here we have settings for overclocking or underclocking, the frequency and the core voltage. Also some interesting things like possibility to flip the screen of the Bitaxe, change the fan polarity, activating or deactivating the automatic fan control, PWM. Every time you change something here, if you are satisfied with your changes, you're gonna hit save and then restart, and then the change will take place. Here you can also change the mining firmware. You can check if it's the latest one, you can load a new one, another one, and you can also update the GUI, which is basically AxeOS. Here you can see the logs. Just press on show logs. You will be able to see the work submitted by the miner in real time. After having correctly set up AxeOS and make sure that your Bitaxe is actually hashing, we can go on the pool to verify that it is actually working. In this case I will use Ocean as an example, but you can use whatever pool you want. On the top right, click on Dashboard. Then click on My Stats. In this field here, you have to paste the Bitcoin address, dot, and worker name. Make sure it's the same of the one that it's on AxeOS. This is the dashboard of the Bitaxe Supra. You can see the main statistics, hash rate, average hash rate, earnings, workers, and everything else it's here. This Bitaxe Supra is working. One might ask how much money I will make with my Bitaxe Supra. Well, the answer is it depends. First of all, which kind of SHA-256 coin you decide to mine. If you decide to mine in solo mode, let's say you hit a block and you get the full Bitcoin block reward plus subsidy, which at the moment is several hundreds of thousands of dollars, but the possibilities are very low of hitting a block with a Bitaxe. Let's say you decide to do pool and mining. In this case, you will receive very small amounts of satoshis per day, but in this case they will be 100% sure and steady. So in my opinion, if you're after non-KYC BTC or learning about Bitcoin mining in general, or joining a big community of passionate Bitaxe fans on X, Reddit, Discord, or supporting the Bitcoin network decentralization or open source in general, Bitaxe is for sure a very good choice. Plus, with such low power use, less than 15 watts, you can join the most powerful crypto network in the world without worrying about your electricity bill. Okay, final thoughts. If you wanna read a complete review about the DTV Electronics Bitaxe Supra, I suggest you to have a look at our blog post in the description down below. You will find more photos, statistics on efficiency, economic efficiency, interest ratio, and more in our website. If you want to buy the Bitaxe Supra, you can do this with BTC directly from DTV Electronics store, or with fiat on Amazon United States, UK, Europe. All the links are in the description. Thank you for watching.